Hi, I'm Brian, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the giving team. For those of you that don't know, the church has made a commitment to give away 20% of everything that comes in. And so the giving team is charged with deciding how to give that money to further the kingdom of God, both here and around the world. One of the things we try and do is give to a variety of different places. We have international partners. You've probably heard about some of them in Liberia, Nicaragua, Peru, Honduras, to name a few, and then also local partners like the HC and Heritage Home and others. And then also to folks who, through the course of their life here at the River, feel called to go into full-time ministry. And then sometimes times are tough and people have financial needs, and we have funds that are set aside for people within our congregation that have financial needs. For me personally, it has really expanded my picture of God and allowed me to see God at work across the world. It's really been a humbling experience to see both folks here in our congregation respond to the call of God and go different places and start different ministries, both here in Silicon Valley and then around the world. But then also to learn from people their experience of following God in very different environments, and environments that are have challenges that are unimaginable in many ways and very different from my life here in Silicon Valley. To see them faithfully following Jesus and growing in those environments has really been challenging and humbling to me, and it's been a joy to be on that journey, and has challenged me to live my life differently here in the midst of the craziness that is and can be Silicon Valley. I think for me the overall takeaway is just being part of the giving team is learning more about the generous heart of God and learning more about God's work everywhere, and learning from people who are either serving and come back to help tell their story about what's happening, or who have gone and visited some of these places. It's just expanded my picture of God tremendously. We have a very generous God who challenges us to be generous with the things that we have, and my takeaway from my picture of God is much larger and much broader, involves different styles of worship and following God under different circumstances, and seeing God at work in places that feel very challenging and are very challenging, but seeing God show up and be present in those places. And that's been a continually humbling experience for me.